Why'd you stand me up last night?
I started to call. I was gonna call. Just couldn't.
Because you lost the fight?
Maybe, yeah. Because I lost the fight. Got 20 pounds on me. I never should have fought him.
Why did you?
Everybody said I could beat him.
Who's everybody?
My mother, my brother.
But also the best thing we had in this movie, which is really the best thing you can have, is the movie itself as the piece of advertising. So we opened, when you have a 3 multiple, 4 multiple for a movie, even a 5 multiple, that's pretty amazing. When the movie opens to a certain number and you 5 times that is what the ultimate domestic box office is. And we opened to 11, and we're already at 92. So our multiple is way beyond that. So it shows that the movie speaks for itself, and the advertising, obviously you have to advertise to get people in, but once people saw it, the word of mouth really spread.
Yeah, I think we're out in theaters in, what are we, week 12? 11?
Yeah, we opened, the middle of December.
Week 11, and we made over $1 million, this weekend.
So, how many screens did you have on the?
We're only in about just under 600 screens.
Yeah.
But on the first week, how many screens?
Oh, I think 2,500.
Well, the first week we opened in 3 screens. We did a really like a very teeny kind of platform. We opened in 3 and we did it amazingly well. And then the week after that,
in 3 different towns or in the same town?
No, 3 different towns.
Yeah. There was 1 in New York, 1 in LA, and 1 in Boston, I believe. And then the week after that, I think we had like 22 or 2,300.
So was it a strategy or was it a test, or why did you open just on 3 screens initially?
Just to get some word of mouth going and people talking about the film.
Okay. So that's kind of paid previews, right?
Yeah, and it had to do with our distribution date, and that it made sense. I think the Johnny Depp tourist opened, and it was a way of getting people talking about the film, but not going wide until after some stiff competition was on that weekend.
Okay. So look, I think that we're done with the fighter, unless there's other things that you'd like to talk about. I have a question for you. So you said that you had a first look deal with Disney, right? So how are you positioning yourself, with a deal like that? Do you consider yourself as independent producers or producers that are more attached to a studio?
Well, we tend to do studio films, whether it's Disney or Paramount or Warner Brothers, wherever. We tend to do studio pictures, but I've had a relationship with Disney for 20 some odd years that I've been affiliated with them, either as an executive or a producer on a first look or second look. So I've had a long standing relationship. I think I'm the last guy standing from 1985 now of the whole group that came and joined the studio. So we value that relationship. We know how to make films for them, and they trust our ability to make movies for them. So it's a great situation, because they, particularly now, they're making a certain kind of film, and that allows us the opportunity to also, if they don't want to do it, to go elsewhere.
Yeah, and we were able to release The Fighter and film the Muppet movie in the same year, which is pretty cool, and I don't know how many people get to do that. And now we're developing the Jungle Cruise ride with Tom Hanks and Tim Allen. So there's a lot of really interesting things going on at Disney too, that we're excited about.
Did you hear about this project about Jim Henson's life?
Yeah, the Muppet Man. Mm-hmm.
Great script.
Are you involved in this project or not?
No, that's something Disney owns, and it's a script that I'd read a while ago and suggested to those guys they read it because it was so good. I hope that movie gets made. It's really compelling.
It's Lisa Henson's producing it.
It looks like it's going to be one of the directors that we represent that's going to be directing this.
He's amazing. We love that guy.
Michael Gracie,
Yeah, he's amazing.
he's fantastic. I highly recommend you to,
A phenomenal guy.
He's fantastic. He's very, very gifted, and he's very reliable. And if you happen to have a project and that you do it with him, this is going to be.
So you guys represent him?
Yes.
He's amazing. We really like. We've had several meetings with him and
Yeah.
really like him.
Great guy.
Okay. So you're not really in the situation that you have a project and you look around to find finances for a project that are not from the studios, like independently with having an international sales agent and stuff like that. You're not.
We
really
do
not-
sometimes. I mean, that's David's background is from the studio world, and my background is from the independent financing world, coming from Summit from years and years ago. So, kind of, like I said before, our taste range is kind of all over the map. So we love to do the big studio movies, and there are certain scripts that come across our desk that might be smaller in nature, independently, kind of the independent style movies that we would need to go out and find financing for, and those are ones that we would do too. We've attempted a couple of them. They haven't, quite frankly, been successful, and they're very difficult to do.
I find it harder. You have to work harder for the little ones than you do for the big ones, and you don't get the rewards. At least that's been my experience.
Well, that's my experience too.
But you look at it. I mean, quite frankly, you look at a movie, you look at The Fighter, and that really is. It's an independently financed movie. I mean, and had Relativity not come in, there could have been a way to finance the movie independently as well. But that wasn't through a studio. So I consider that an independently financed movie.
What was the production budget on that?
About 22.
22.
But we had about 18 to make it. Everything else was bank and other contingencies and so forth.
Okay. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye.